It is 8/24/15. I am here with Dagless and Cross Knights, and we are going to get into this podcast. But before we start out here, I just wanted to mention that a DriveNotFound Hearthstone tournament is going to be going on right after this stream ends. I don't know if anybody is actually currently live right now, but I'll also mention it throughout the podcast. But welcome to the stream, guys. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm eating corn dogs.
I want a corn dog.
Yeah, I'm actually really hungry right now. That is.
Yeah, that's why I'm eating right now. I mean, you know, it's good to eat with my mouth full. Talk with my mouth.
Literally right before the podcast. Good job, Dagless. 10 out of 10.
Hey, it's a Neuro guy.
Yeah, hey Neuro, how you doing? You got your linking fingers ready?
Want to link them to yourself and only yourself, possibly.
Yeah, exactly.
But
what?
Yeah.
Go on.
But
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little bit. The tournament, we've been planning it for about a week or so, but we're now realizing it might be a little bit delayed. Is all I'm saying.
Yes.
For like a few minutes while we figure out technical issues that we realized like 5 minutes ago may not have been entirely ironed out.
Yeah, I think Relic mentioned on his update video for the tournament that he was kind of planning that anyway, so it might be a little bit delayed. And I don't know
It's supposed to be like a test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
for a bigger tournament.
A smaller tournament to make way for a bigger tournament. And
yeah, if it goes well anyway.
I would like to do another Pokemon Showdown tournament at some point in the future, but I don't know, we'd have to get a lot more people there too. Oh man, you're jumping into town. Good luck, man. I wish you the best. Is it a hardcore town? Yeah.
Is there anyone in the Oozing Inn that I'd remember at this point? Is it just Bram and you? Are they the only ones?
Brams.
Probably.
Those guys are traitors. They offered me a spot, but then they were like, "No, you can't play with us."
You've been holding that grudge for so long.
No. But then when they did have a spot, you're like, no, it's the glory's gone, which you were right. I mean, it's just, but still.
I got in.
Season 2 forever.
I see. Good luck with that, Neuro. But how are you guys doing? How are you doing, Dagless?
I'm good. It's been a while since the podcast has been. I was actually ready last week, but you didn't come on, but we didn't discuss it. So.
I think either I thought I told you that I was planning on staying after classes to get some more work done, or I just assumed you wouldn't be there, so whatever.
No, fair enough. Well, no, it had been like 2 weeks.
The podcast has gotten to. You guys are assuming that neither of you guys want to do the podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, the week before that, I went on the most ill-fated camping trip ever, which was admittedly fun for like 8 hours.
You really should have recorded that.
I don't record live-action things. That'd be weird, but no, like it hadn't been raining for like 2 weeks, and we went, and that night, and only that night, it rained ridiculously for about 16 hours or so. So our friends' tent got immediately flooded after about 2 hours. So they had to come in. So then we had 4 people and 2 dogs in one tent. And throughout the night, our tent was slowly getting wetter and wetter, so water was just slowly seeping in despite the tarps that we set up.
That sounds
and
great.
It was not showing any signs of stopping, so we just had to leave. In the rain, by the way.
That sounds amazing. Did you
that
just
sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was really fun before the rain, and even part of being in the rain in the tent, it was just the packing up was so horrible and everything got so wet that it kind of negated a lot of it. Well, you know, we'll try again, maybe.
Yeah.
Some year.
What about you, Dagless?
I've been doing all right, you know, sitting around looking for jobs and playing Ark Survival when I'm not looking for jobs.
You aren't playing.
You should
Eve
get a
anymore?
job playing Ark Survival.
I'm not playing what?
Eve anymore?
I'm taking a break for like a month until I get a job because I don't want to be playing like stuff that requires a lot of time.
It's probably a good goal.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that Neuro. I didn't read into it, but Yeah, it was a weird headline.
Yeah, some guys brought like a whole bunch of shotguns and stuff to a Pokemon tournament.
Huh. Sounds like Dagless is cutting out a little bit. Is that for you too?
There was a threat in a Pokemon card tournament. What was the thread?
It's a Facebook thread too. Really didn't want to lose, but so what's been going on with me for the past week? The past month, I guess you could say. Really, we've just been... Okay, let me talk about the podcast for a little bit before I get into anything else. Back when we used to do it weekly, around the end there, we were starting to, like, wean out of being like, we don't have really much to talk about, you know, because every week we would come on and be like, oh, this past week I just sat around and played video games, just like I did last week, you know. I didn't play anything else other than Lost Mods or something, and there just wasn't too much to talk about. But now, every time we do it every month, we do so much, and then we forget, like, all of it, so that's the problem with doing it, like, every month or something, so I don't know if there's, like, a good middle ground there.
Every other week. Every other week is perfect, it just doesn't always work out that way.
That's true.
Like, sometimes things come up, so, you know.
Like, we don't even know if you talked about that one game with hitting zombies with bats as a duck.
I swear I talked about it on the last podcast. But
See, that's the problem.
But no, it was a month ago. Like, I don't know.
I know I watched you and 203 play that for like 5 minutes before I was like, this game looks really annoying and I can't watch it anymore.
It wasn't that great. To be honest, though, part of me likes it better than They Came from Space, and we haven't talked about that. That's a thing we could talk about. They Came from Space and Ate Our Brains, just because it has a persistent level up thing where you can get new abilities to use at the beginning of stages, whereas the Brains one, it's just you die and you lose everything.
Yeah.
And the only thing you unlock is other stages where the exact same thing happens. And once you use all the weapons, it's pretty, you know.
Yeah. But we did a video on, like, I think all of us... No. Other than Dagless. Me and Cross did a video on me, Dagless, and Cross.
Yeah, the brain game.
That. It was pretty interesting. It had a lag issue in the multiplayer, though, that pretty much killed any chance of us playing it further until they fixed it, so...
Yeah, and I did play it on single player, and it is really hard because if you die once, you just die. Huh. There's no reviving.
Yeah, no one can revive you.
Yeah, so it's not really made. Like, it's almost like not made to be played on. I did almost beat one of the stages, but they got me in the last wave, and then I was like, nope.
Well, I mean,
the plasma gun's amazing.
It is fun to screw over your teammates and lie about having to reload. It's always nice.
But, wait a second.
Speaking of multiplayer games, we could talk about White Noise Online.
Oh, I have so much to say about that game. It's Slender the Game multiplayer. Yep. All right, so on next on the agenda.
No, but me, Dagless, Cross, and Buttkiss all played a game called White Noise Online, which Cross pretty much just summed it up there. It's kind of like Slender, but with more people.
You walk around looking for 8 pages. I mean, tape recorders.
Yeah.
You can't look at the monster or he spooks you.
Licks you in the face, actually.
You get a whole bunch of people that look like their faces are made of plastic, and
that
they run around.
That might be the best part about that game, to be honest.
And then you go to various locations like the forest, a museum, Area 51, and sometimes there's a guy with hair. And he goes, bippity boppity, hey, oh!
Only
that was probably the worst part of the game.
Tunnel snakes rule.
So it was like an Xbox Live Arcade game sort of deal.
They got ported over to Steam.
Yeah, got it through that the Bundle Stars Mega Multiplayer Bundle. Bundle Stars, I didn't know that you could be even shittier than current Humble Bundle. Like, oh, it's a multiplayer bundle. Most of these games don't have service anymore. Here you go.
And they don't work.
No wonder it was $2.
Yeah.
For 2 copies. I mean, you could play the ship. That's like the only good game. You're basically playing $2 for the ship.
I mean, that's still a pretty good deal, to be honest.
And with the ship, it's kind of hard to find people on the server also. Like it's just the fate of most multiplayer games is they have a shelf life unless you have a bunch of friends that have it at the same time.
Well, if they had Trouble in the Manor on there, then oh wait, the game's also dead.
That's
I think Dagless went back and checked on it, and it didn't have any servers up, so they took down that official server too.
Yeah, I mean,
That poor game.
you know what? I had fun playing at that time, but like part of me almost wishes I didn't tell people about it at that point. It's just like, here's this dead, decaying corpse. You can poke it if you want. But...
You can go in and see what could have been.
So someone's like, "Oh, Cross Knights recommended this game to me," and they like walk into the manor. It's empty. There's like a naked man in the corner. Is like dead with like a cocaine needle, and he's just like, "Hello, is anyone there?" And he's just like, "Nope." And he just dies of starvation.
Just takes the cocaine needle, and just ends it.
By the way, I don't think you can do cocaine through a needle.
No.
Yeah. All right, I'm not gonna add your comments. All right, but no. I to be fair, I did not recommend the game. I said that it had potential, and if it gets updated, it could be good, which is apparently not going to happen, and that's kind of sad. I still feel like we should do because I gave it to like 8 different people. I still feel like we should try to have one last game in it, but
one last hurrah.
Yeah, it's just I haven't seen Terror in ages.
Well,
I gave one to him.
It seems like it's a good game. Like, it just seems like it needs players. That's about it.
Yeah. It's just, it needs a little bit more, though. There's one map. They talked about adding Capture the Flag, which is not... You should really get your core mechanics, like, really good, and that makes me think that he's just done with the core mechanics if he's adding other game modes instead of working on it. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, going back to White Noise Online, is there really much else to talk about? White Noise, other than
were any of you scared at all at any point? Jump like,
You know, like I think Slender is sort of scary. It is like a little spooky if you haven't like seen like hours and hours and hours of it. So, like, I think if I had played White Noise by myself before I knew about Slender, I would have been a little scared.
Yeah, but Dagless,
but the monster was pretty like goofy.
The problem with playing it by yourself, I'm not sure if you actually can, because they have that mechanic where you can't.
Well, I survived for 15 minutes by myself.
Yeah, but you were next to us, the ghosts. I'm pretty sure ghosts count as people.
My theory about that... Yes, that's my theory. I think when you're the last one alive, they get rid of that, because otherwise that'd be terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
But still, like...
The game looked good. It ran well.
Not when you're a ghost.
That's true.
I was sort of interested in the backstory, like, you know, like, oh, like, I sort of am interested in what this monster is, what it wants, and, like, you know. But I'm always like that about horror. Like, I like to know the questions, you know?
The monster design was pretty interesting, too. It was kind of like a really beefed-up version of the Slender Man, because he didn't have a face either. He had a mouth, but that was pretty much it. They had jaw mechanics, too. That was pretty nice.
I think he had eyes.
Did he?
Like, on the left and right, like, really far back. I think it was, like, a sort of, like, Cthulhu-ish Fishman kind of deal. Like, you're getting driven insane, and then you turn to stone. Yeah,
because if you look at the obelisk, it blows you up.
He looked like an alien to me. Like, just a big, white, glowy alien.
Yeah, there needs to be more good... The problem, again, with, like, multiplayer games, White Noise Online, we all went in there together and were talking, so any facet of horror that could have been was just instantly killed off there.
Yeah, and, like, there was a part where I was the only one that was alive, and we were really close to winning, and I did feel a few intense moments there, but it wasn't fear, it was just like, oh god, we're so close, and we've been playing this for... 25 minutes at that point, and I really want to actually complete the stupid thing. But we played for a total of 40 minutes. I was only, like, exhilarated for about 3 of those, and that's not a good ratio.
I played for, like, 50 minutes.
That's true. I recorded for 40 minutes, but, yeah, I didn't record the last session, except for me yelling at the monster at the end.
Well, look forward to those videos if we post them, which we might.
If I recorded that, it would literally just be, like, 5 seconds of gameplay and then just the timer of us playing and how far we walked. And being like, not worth it at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now, and he looks like this really like buff dude with like a fish head. So good call on the fish thing. I didn't notice because you see him so infrequently.
He was just turning us to stone and putting us into a realm where we couldn't be hurt anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually a really nice guy.
Place where it's a lot more peaceful, really.
We should definitely check out that other game. I think it's called Dead Realm or something. Buckus was talking about it.
You'd have to. You were talking about it to Buckus, and Buckus was like, "That requires cash. You want to buy it for me? Okay,
well,
I'll play it."
Maybe like someday in the future, if it goes on like super mega sale, we could all pick it up for cheapo, and then
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's $15 right now.
he said it was like Damned, but better and
We
actually
could
updated.
check out Damned in 5 years when it's out of early access.
They're gonna add like a new flashlight type or something. That's gonna be.
We got a new
early
mechanic.
access.
You gotta eat food now to stay alive.
Oh god. I think they stopped. I think they stopped
Development?
updating Damned a long time
Oh,
ago.
that sucks because it did have potential. They had a good idea.
Did the developer move on to something else, or did they just like abandon Damned? And
I didn't check. I was looking last night to see if they added a new monster, and the last one was Mary, which is the last one that we played.
Okay. Also, one last thing about White Noise Online. Why did everyone walk like we fucking had sticks for legs? Like we walked so slow.
we might have had sticks for legs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we were all scarecrows. That was the twist.
Yeah. Spoilers.
No, well, I don't know. It's just so that no one plays the game.
We were built for scaring crows, not fishmen.
Yeah. Is there any other games that you guys have played that you wanted to note?
Savage Lands.
Oh yes. Me
Yeah,
and
playing
Dagless
Savage Lands.
We're currently playing through Savage Lands. For anybody who might remember who was watching this, I did a small video on Savage Lands. Just check out the game because I got it in a bundle for like $1 or something, so that was pretty great. But Dagless picked up the game and we decided to take a look at it co-op, and we're having fun with building houses and setting up camp and stuff. It's
I feel like once we finally get stuff set up, we're gonna be really bored. Because there's not gonna be any. We're gonna be like, "Oh, dragon, we come to this island to vanquish you," and he'll be like, "I'm not programmed in the game yet, guys." We'll be like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, that's another early access survival game that we decided to jump into just because it was so cheap. So, I don't know. Once we get like the town hall set up, then we can claim that we won forever, and then
You should get. I know Cross probably isn't interested in any of these survival games, but
No, whatever.
you should try out Ark Survival Simulator, or it's not Simulator, Ark Survival Evolved or whatever. It's I played a lot of these early access like survival games. This one is probably the most fleshed out and like the most fun.
that's the one where you can poop, right?
Yeah, it's the one where you can poop. You can feed your poop to other people. You can knock.
No.
You can knock people out
Oh,
with
man.
your fists, drag them around, drown them, feed them your shit, do a whole bunch of crap. It's really great.
Why'd you have to take a breath there? You're like, oh man.
I'm lighting matches, so I just blew it out before I burned my fingers. So there's a lot of like players, and most of the servers are PvP. But you know how like when you play like DayZ or Rust and it's PvP, people just sort of come up to you and murder you?
Yes.
People don't do that in Ark. It's really weird. They'll either be really nice to you and just like be like, "Oh, hello, good day," and then they'll go away. Or they'll like knock you out and bring you to like a murder death cage where they torture you for years. So even though you're being like PvP'd to death, it's really fun because you're experiencing something like creative and weird.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of the thing where people would chase people down in DayZ and like force them to handcuff themselves or something.
Yeah,
they would
but this
strip
game
them
gives a
nude and
lot of
just leave.
that do that sort of stuff. I got Buffalo Build. Like a guy put me in like a pit and was like, "It puts the skin in the basket or else it gets the hose again."
The skin in the basket.
I don't know,
That
the
is
lotion in the basket. Yeah, so like the only thing he would feed me was his own feces, and like he would knock me out every once in a while and like drag me to a different pit
That is
until
fucked
like
up.
he accidentally killed me and I got away.
Eat the
Yeah,
shit
I remember
and put your
recounting-
skin in the basket.
Someone recounted their DayZ experience. Like they were playing with their girlfriend, and someone goes up and like sticks them both up. He's like, "Hey, you!" And they're like, "Look, please don't kill us." And like the guy's like, "Give me your pants!" And they made him give him his pants. And then he's like, "All right, you can go." And they didn't do anything to her. He just took his pants and left. And he was just like,
Wow.
"Why? What is this game?"
But yeah, Ark is pretty good. You know, there's a lot of stuff to do, which is the problem with a lot of survival games. You get really bored. It sort of forces you to cooperate with other people too, because the way it works is you level up and then you learn how to craft certain things, but you have a certain number of points. So like you can't learn how to do everything until you're like max level. So early on, yeah, you got to find like one or two other people. Like, hey, you're gonna learn how to do all the buildings. I'm gonna learn how to do all the weapons, and I'm gonna like, you know, we're gonna work together.
You can learn how to make pants, so if somebody steals them from you, you can just make more.
Yeah, you could just make more pants. I mean, they'll probably
No,
put you
I
in
shall
a pit
steal
where
all
you
of my
can't
pants.
make more pants.
He just throws stuff at you and is like, "Make pants for me. This is your job as life."
This is your job as
Shut up.
life.
I'm
I am
really
pants
tired.
life. If you follow me in the afterlife, you shall be brought to a realm of denim
pants.
and cotton and pants.
All right, so I'm trying to research Damned here. The developer is still responding to comments on the Steam forum, but I can't find the update section. Their website is basically a hub to buy the game and nothing else, which is $20, by the way.
Oh.
I hope you didn't spend that much when
It's
you
a
when you
crime
got it
against
for all of us.
humanity.
I spent more than that when I bought it for all of you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
so
remember how much I
sorry.
spent.
I'm pretty sure I bought that myself.
I paid full price for whoever I bought it for.
So you spent $80 on it. Did you buy
I
4
don't-
copies?
So I think I bought like 2, and then everyone else bought their own.
Oh, okay. I know you bought me a copy. I don't know who else
Yeah.
you bought it for. But
I think I bought it just
it-
for you.
Okay, I don't know. They're still responding to things. It doesn't
The
look like
last
they've like.
update news I see is from February 10th.
Wait, is this the
and-
recent updates? Yes.
Looks like
okay.
last thing they added was a new map.
Oh.
Yeah, they made a one this month apparently, but it's just bug fixes. Bug fixes. They're making bug fixes.
Yep.
That's it.
And adding new
Yeah.
types of batteries for flashlights.
Maybe they're just trying to get like everything good, like set up and good so that everything works. And
I
then
don't
like
know.
I don't know.
That
I'm
game
not
is
these guys.
Totally dead. Don't worry about it. Just it's dead. We'll move on to
I just
other
read a
games.
comment. I just read a comment on their update that said, "I played Dead Realm for 12 minutes. The only thing that made me jump was an oddly textured ghost. They basically took your game and slapped a new name on it. So I don't know if that's true, but
I
mean,
think Dead Realm was actually
They're the same thing.
what?
It's basically the same game.
well, basically these are biased comments because they're on the Damned forum and talking to the developer. But everyone here is basically saying Dead Realm is the same thing, but not as good. Which
Not
is
as
I
good.
hope is
I don't believe
Yeah.
that.
that's
All
what they're
right, well,
saying.
let me take a look at the Dead Realm forums.
Yeah, let's
See if there's a-
let's see if
Damned is copying you guys. Bleh.
no, no, that would. be
Seed
fun.
Nanners made this game, so I gotta support it. I love my nanners.
Maybe they just like took Damned, like literally just took the game and uploaded it to Steam with different
It's got
textures.
very positive reviews.
Oh, you never answered a question from Drunk Archangel. Why are you lighting matches?
Because I'm a pyro.
Oh.
Hudda hudda hudda. No, I've just got like I want to light something on fire, and
think
matches
he's-
are easy to light on fire.
He's trying to light his house on fire before he has to move out. I think
I tried
that's-
to use matches to kill all the fucking flies in my house. Like I tried to I was like, this is a really bad idea. So I lit a match, and like I got like a can of Axe body spray or just some
Oh
body
my
spray.
Oh God!
Oh
And
my God.
I tried it, but it just put the match out.
Well, good for you. The can could have exploded in the worst scenario. You
I
could have lit
wanted
your
to
hair
kill
on fire.
flies. Look, it's okay if I take a bit of damage.
You would have lit your
And-
fucking wall on fire or something.
No, I wouldn't. Look,
Yeah, you would've.
I'm from Newfoundland. I've done that like hundreds of times. Like it doesn't unless you keep like a continuous burst of flame on something, it will not catch on fire because the way like
Eating bugs.
there's not enough oxygen. It eats up all the oxygen.
Yeah.
So the
That's what
bugs
you
would have been
said
like, I'm
before
being
you
blown
had
away.
No, the bugs would have been like burnt to a crisp, like singed immediately, and they would have like died because they're really small ones. If they were like bigger ones, they might survive. But just like like a quick blast, like, and then you're done. There's so many fucking flies in my kitchen, and I don't know why.
Are they fruit flies?
No, they're like really small. Like they
Gnats?
sort of look like
Are they having
moths.
sex on your lamp?
No, I think they're drain flies. Like I
Oh.
think there's like something in my drain that they're breeding in.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe it's another like dirty diaper or something.
Yeah, that
Jesus
lady.
Christ.
She just left her dirty diapers everywhere,
Horrible
including
nightmare. Neighbors.
There were like 100 flies in my mother's kitchen once, and I kept on telling her, there's obviously something in your kitchen. She kept on insisting there wasn't, and eventually found out she left some potatoes under the sink for like a year,
Uh-oh.
Wow.
and they had turned to mush.
Mush.
There's just like so many flies. I'm
Um,
glad I wasn't the one that found it.
Well, I want to say me and Billy, but probably just Billy are now bad neighbors because Billy listens to TV like at insane volumes all the time, and in the middle of the night. Like I'm up at like 8 a.m. and stuff, but I try to be quiet.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
but
Just
like
being with
he just-
terrible neighbors and terrible people to live with is horrible.
my last two neighbors weren't too bad because I never heard like any like really loud music or anything. But the one before the current neighbors had like their son was like involved in a bunch of criminal shit, and supposedly they weren't paying rent, so I had police around all the time.
So I just wanted to mention once again, after this podcast, after this podcast, Relic is going to try to host a DriveNotFound Hearthstone tournament. It's going to be between myself, Cross, Dagless, and Buttkiss. And it's just a small tournament to try to get things...
It's more of
test
a
things
round
out.
robin.
Yeah, like just a small thing. I've never heard that term before. But right after the podcast, that's when we're going to try to get it like started up
Well,
on the
maybe
DriveNotFound
not.
Twitch page.
But not right after.
Yeah, we're going to probably do
Yeah,
some testing and then like... just wanted to mention that for everybody who showed up during the last like 30
all
minutes.
two of you.
For everyone waiting to watch the podcast, I will have some shitty elevator music playing on DriveNotFound for everybody to listen to.
Yeah, exactly. But video games and more video games. What are we fresh out of things to talk about there?
Yeah.
Wasn't there...
I mean, I beat Rebuild 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think we already had a conversation about this, Cross. I got like a
We
really
might have,
shitty ending, and then we talked
Well-
about how the good ending was like ridiculous to get.
Here's the screwed up thing. I don't even know if there is a good ending. There's that part where obviously it seems like you can get a good ending, but for all I know, it's all razzmatazz. I've just been assuming.
I mean, how
So-
can you not get a good ending? You've pretty much just executed zombies everywhere. Like, you've had no trouble surviving them. Like, what is the bad end?
There's a way,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to
Okay.
say.
I'm not gonna play it because you know what? I beat the first 3 towns. I basically beat Rebuild 3 times over. I don't need to play it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it gets harder, but not hard enough to actually matter.
Yeah, eventually you just
but
get to the
if-
points where you 100% like won the town, and you just have to take over another
Rebuild
like, 30
ending.
more buildings or something.
But
Alright,
I'll tell you the endings after the podcast, but I'm not going to do it on the podcast. While
I'm just looking it up
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't want to spoil it out.
Yeah, don't say things.
Probably, yeah, but I would like to go back and get other endings. The problem is I don't want to like go back through each town to try to like.
Well, 3 endings. There's the 3 endings you can get all in the same town. Just make the different final choice, which I hate it when games do that. And the last ending's the only one where you need to go back to other towns.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I was thinking about like
again,
going back to the individual towns to try to like change things, but then again the game is so fiddly with its save system that you never know what'll happen.
Yeah. So I mean, like I had to go back to a few other towns, and now it's saying that I didn't complete certain towns that I did. It's a big mess. But I don't know. I mean, I still love the game. I've played it for like freaking 50 hours now, but yeah, there's some things I wish were different, is all. And I think my favorite one is still probably the second one. I feel like the one with the best like difficult mechanics though was the first one. Like in the second one, I remember playing, and I only lost one person on challenging.
Do you think it might have been because you were new to the game?
No, it was actually because in the first one it has some really unfair mechanics where they just decide to kill people sometimes.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it in a way it kind of made it more intense because like even just scouting was kind of dangerous. There was like a small % chance you were going to lose someone, so you had to be careful who you send.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing that they changed from the second to the third one.
Yeah. If you were smart, you could easily just never lose anyone.
I don't know if we've ever touched on the art style of the game and that whole subject thing. Like,
I think she should have stuck with the rebuild too. Like, even though it was just like clip art stuff, I felt like it was better stylized.
Going with more of a gritty feel. I know what
yeah,
you mean.
The new one just sort of looks way too cartoony.
Yeah, a lot of people in my comment, like it never bothered me, but a lot of people in the comments of my video have said that there's a few people who just aren't interested in the game because of the art style. It was that strong to them.
I think she just wanted to do her new art style, you know, like make her own rather than using whatever she found.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she hired an actual artist to do all the stuff, and it's good art. But again, it's just like for the style of the game, I understand.
Yeah, it doesn't fit with the first 2 rebuilds.
I do wish there was a few more options for
the body.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to get a male that wasn't old with a business suit. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Can't thin people wear business suits?
I mean, it's a step up from the second game where your character is literally just randomized every time you click it.
Yes. But I got exactly what I wanted with that one.
Yeah, but going from like an ultra realistic gritty thing, like when the fucking zombies attacked in Rebuild 2, it was bloody. You had these like disgusting looking zombies right up on the screen looking at you. In Rebuild 3, it's just like some cartoony zombies. So I can definitely see where people are coming from, but like it didn't really bother me too much either.
I feel like what she should have done, because Rebuild 3 is basically the same game as Rebuild 2 except with children, which were totally like worthless anyways. They didn't really add anything to the game. Oh yeah,
just
factions
too. I would say is the biggest.
I feel like if she had just taken Rebuild 2 and made it more complex, more like Zafe House, you know, I feel like that should have been Rebuild 3 rather than Rebuild 2 with a new art style and a few new things.
Or like we talked about this kind of a little bit, how they could have changed. She could have changed the campaign to be a little bit more like the Flash game, The Last Stand 1 and 2. Where like every time you went to a town, it would take like every time you went to a different town, it would take resources from your group, and you had a certain amount of time to be there and collect stuff, and then you had to move on or something.
Yeah, and again, I would have liked it almost SimCity style. Like, you could have different towns, like they would link up to each other in some way. So, at the very least, it would just have it so your actions in an old town have an effect on the current town.
Yes.
I shouldn't be able to totally screw over and destroy a faction and then befriend them like nothing happened in the next town.
Yeah.
The other thing, children were implemented not well, I think, and for the campaign mode it's even worse because they actively discourage you from taking them. Like, my main character in the first time was a female and she had 7 children. It was literally impossible for me to take all of them even if I wanted to.
I wonder what
they were supposed to add something to gameplay, but they literally did nothing other than take up a slot. They didn't do
they
anything
help with happiness.
else.
They help with happiness and they can find items that other people can't find.
Yes.
But also, they can get in trouble. and screw you.
I think I would have rathered seasons than
Yeah,
children.
imagine what seasons would have been like. In winter, your characters could die from frost, or maybe
Yeah,
the zombies move
everything's
slower.
everything's really cold. The zombies are like frozen, but you got to like use twice as much fuel or something.
Yeah, and that actually would have been better for the campaign mode. It would have probably enhanced it because I could have had certain towns in one season the entire time or something like that. Like,
Do you think she's going to go back to it and build upon it, or do you think she's just going to move on to other projects now?
it looks like it's been fully released and she's been in bug fixing mode. So I don't know.
Hopefully she
Well, I
expands
mean,
upon it.
she's not like a game developer. She just makes games because she likes to make games, you know? Like, so if she makes another game, I don't think she'll. I hope she doesn't make a rebuild for it, as weird as that sounds. Like, I hope she
I agree.
tries something different because she's creative. Like, she knows how to make good stuff.
She created most of Rebuild 1 and 2 while on airplanes traveling around the world, because that's what she does. Like, basically, her and her husband have no physical possessions, and they just save up their money and they go places.
I thought that they bought a house now or something.
Probably. I got to think, because when did the first Rebuild come out? Like 4 years? Like, you got to think they're probably settling down a bit. You can only travel around the world so much before it's like, all right, how about a sink?
Just a sink in the middle of the
Just a sink.
And that's it.
I just want a sink. A sink to call my own.
We'll take it with
How
us.
does they? How would they make money like going around to afford going to a new place?
I have to imagine that they had some type of online-based income. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Either that or one of them was like...
Unless they were like working in those countries, which I don't think is really legal because you need like work visas and whatnot.
Well, they could have gotten work visas. It's possible. It's just
true.
Like, I have some friends that, well, no, that was in this country, though. They went to Hawaii to, like, do some type of farming thing for a summer.
Yeah.
So, like, it's possible that...
Yeah, you never know. But Adam Clements, we're not trying to shit on Rebuild 3, we're just critiquing it.
Yes. I like the game.
Yeah, I highly enjoyed most of my experience in that game. I liked reading out the different stories behind the characters, and I liked bringing around my little group from town to town. It's just... It could have had better things, and, you know, if you like a game, you can critique it, too. It's...
Yeah.
But,
Wait. I remember last time I was talking about a game where could have been better. You guys were on my ass.
What game was
it?
I forget, but I remember. It's like two podcasts ago.
I probably didn't agree with your criticisms.
2 podcasts ago? You mean like 3 years then? Okay.
I don't know. I'll remember.
Was it the Kung Fury movie where before I got to say
it was the Kung Fury movie.
Was? Before I got to say what it was, you were already saying it wasn't that great and that you were critiquing it, and it's like, let me at least tell them where to find it first.
Listen, we don't have to go through that again. That's peeling off an old scab, so...
But it was the last time Dagless was on. It was clearly only like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but no, I'm going to keep an eye on what Sarah Northway does, because I highly enjoy her games.
Yeah.
So.
But, you know, like, I guess she is an indie developer, but, like, that's probably not her primary job. For all we know, she's not going to make any more games. Like, she might be done.
That's actually
Well, I mean,
possible.
how long was it between Rebuild 2 and Rebuild 3?
Quite a
3
while,
years?
but...
2 years. 2 to 3 years.
Sounds
I remember playing Rebuild 1 when I was like 14.
I don't know if that's true.
It's a classic.
It was Rebuild 1 came out about 5 years ago, because that was one of the first games on my channel, and I've been Let's Playing for almost 5 years, which is a little bit terrifying. But, and then 2, I guess, was probably a year or so after that.
Yeah.
But, yep. I was the second person to repost a Rebuild video on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's what helped spike your channel, man.
Yeah,
gotta do it before anybody else does. That's the way that you YouTube.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it depends if you're trying to like get subscribers or not.
Well, yeah, I generally the goal of most YouTubers. So,
but like, I almost didn't do the game because I was like, this is gonna be so boring, no one's gonna care. It's just a turn-based thing where they don't even show the action.
That's what you said about Plants vs. Zombies, too.
I know, and I made a few $1,000s off that. So.
Just record the boringest games, like Dear Esther, and...
No!
You never know.
I'm gonna go play that game about the Division, with Frog Division or whatever.
Oh, Frog Fractions.
Yeah, Frog
Oh, God.
Fractions.
That's the only video that I've ever deleted off my channel because I was an idiot and it showed my email.
Did
Okay.
you ever get an email from somebody saying banana?
No, but the more I thought about it, the less I wanted it displayed there because it's like my work email. I didn't want to have that shown.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, video games. I've been editing I've been editing so much Payday 2. It just hold on one second. I have to pull up a thing on the stream here just so I can show people how much footage I went through. At one point in time, I had 10 hours and 45 minutes of unedited footage to go through.
Ugh.
This
Yeah.
is why I stopped doing this. I can just stream and then just upload it. You know, it's so much easier. I mean, I don't do that, but that's because my internet is suck.
Oh god.
I'm too much of a. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist. That's not a good description of me. But I have to fiddle with like anything that I consider even slightly art usually, and the videos count. So I wouldn't be comfortable just uploading a stream. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you get into it, you just be like, oh man, this is a stream. I don't have to really care as much, which is...
Yeah,
but
I feel like when people watch streams too, they have a more lax approach to the video and like
Yes.
how long it is.
Yeah, exactly.
well, the
They-
actual
they-
streams, yeah, but if I'm gonna record it and put it on YouTube, like I remember watching one of Dodger's streams, and she left at one point for 8 minutes in the video. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't you just edit that part
Well,
out?
there's like a difference between that, editing chunks of that out, and like going full force into it and being like, okay,
Yeah.
cut out this 2 seconds, and then...
Yeah,
Because
but I'm
if I left for like 8 minutes and I was streaming for like another hour after, I would just cut out that 8 minutes. Like I've done
Yeah.
that before. I've uploaded like 40 minutes and then there's like a 10-minute chunk where I'm like on taking a break, and then I just that's not in either video, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
If only you could edit in Twitch. That would be awesome.
You sort
See-
of can.
Having a chat, I feel if you're talking to people in a video and people can't see it, unless you're reading everything that you're responding to, like that's also kind of you lose something there, you know.
You could also
I
do the
watched-
chat overlay like I'm doing with the podcast.
I watched the Vinesauce full streams, and it really doesn't bother me when he's talking to other people. Like, he doesn't like talk to other people all the time either. Like, like he'll, and usually he'll say the name of who he's talking to, and then like say something so you can sort of get the context.
That you need to do that at the very least, I guess.
It is
Or-
a different culture as well on Twitch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like things are moving to streaming, like in general. It seems like I don't really want to though.
I mean, my favorite YouTuber switched over to streaming. He
Yeah.
just decided to give up on YouTube, and a lot of other people were sick of YouTube's copyright stuff, so...
Yeah.
I
oh my
highly
god,
doubt-
that's something I can talk about.
I'm just gonna say,
Oh.
I highly doubt YouTube is ever gonna be overtaken by Twitch in terms of gaming. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, you never know.
Like, not within the next 5 years.
What if
Maybe
in
not.
5 years it's just like only old people watch things on YouTube? It's all about the live Twitch and
You'd have to get
Could
some
have-
serious internet going on. But then again, fiber is coming throughout the nation, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, I could eat my words in 5 years.
Now instead of having shitty internet, we'll have only slightly shitty internet.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I will take it.
At least, if it's consistent and I can stream, I'm A-okay with it. Totally fine. Even if it's on, like, the Comcast overlords, then I'm fine with it.
But no, the copyright thing, I guess I don't have that much to say. I don't know if you didn't complain about this on the last podcast, but I've just been getting tons and tons of copyright ID matches, like ridiculous ones, constantly. So a few of them I think were fake. Most of them seem to be real. And It's terrible because I've had to chop out songs of large amounts of my video, including Rebuild 2. Like, I don't know how the hell that got set off, but one of the songs in there is setting up the thing. Nintendo is claiming a lot of my Yoshi's Island things, and because I did that with a different editing program, when I cut out the song, it also cuts out my voice, but I'm doing it anyway because and it's becoming a gigantic nuisance, and I'm not getting most of my money from YouTube now anyway, but if I still was, I'd be pretty worried right now.
Yeah.
So that's another problem with YouTube, is that so many people are going into doing like videos on YouTube and they're monetizing, so like the AdSense money has just dropped significantly over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm supposed to say how much I earn, but I'm getting about a third of the money as I was last year now. A lot of that's just because I'm not getting as many views, but I'm looking at like the money per views, and it's definitely going down. So
that's what happens, flooding the market with so many people. It's just going to happen.
And that's why like Patreon is just completely taking off now. That's the way people are kind of sustaining themselves. And also, there's a Subbable has been absorbed by Patreon, so I don't think Subbable exists anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people do put Patreon now to get past the YouTube stuff because, you know, people can directly support you rather than bothering with the whole YouTube bullshit. So you don't have to worry about copyright or anything.
Because, like, one donation of $5 is so much... It's just so much more than people watching ads on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you wanted to ad block a YouTuber, not feel any guilt about it, donate like $5 to them and you'd be set for life, because you're not going to be giving them any more than probably $1 within a year or something.
Oh yeah, like I don't know the actual math, but like if you've viewed my videos 1,000 times, I don't think you've given me $1 of money.
Yep.
So like,
it's pretty messed up.
Yeah. But there.
Patreon, Cross. Start a Patreon.
No, the problem with that, and besides the fact that I might get like $20 a month or something like that, but like I don't like video games as much as I did when I started, and I need the ability to walk away if I need to. Yeah. And just depending on it even more is not the way to go. I need to depend on it less. So, yeah. I have that much Japanese porn on HD. Oh.
I don't think I'm ever going to give up like gaming.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it up, but I used to be able to record for like 8 hours a day. I used to be able to do those gigantic marathons of gaming, and I can't anymore. My brain gets tired. I get bored. Even of good games, I can't play for more than like 3 hours now usually.
I think my problem is now, since I started doing the YouTube stuff, like I can't play like single player games unless I'm like recording or streaming, and I don't like to play multiplayer games like by myself. Like that's I spend a lot of my time waiting for people to get on to see if they want to do stuff.
Yeah. And yes, the money from YouTube is just based on views. It's just a lot of other things determine your ranking and whether people can find you besides views.
I
mainly
don't think
retention.
it is mainly based on views, because if somebody ad blocks it, then you don't get money for that view.
Yes, it's based on monetized views, which means it's based on that. You're right. It's based on people who watch the ads, not the views.
I think clicking on the ads also like gives you more. I think maybe
it can, but here's another thing I found out recently. I don't know if I talked about it, but you know they talked about like that possible subscription service for YouTube. They got rid of ads.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't talk about that, but
oh yeah.
They add in an ad thing that says like maximum ads, and it says under it these warning you might get less views if you have all these ads on. I recently found out that every single one of my videos had been turned to maximum ads, and there's no way I can massively change all of that besides individually changing every single one. So the theory, and this is just conspiracy theory stuff, is that they're trying to make the YouTube ad thing slowly intolerable, so when they roll out the subscription thing, more people will be more likely to use it.
That's just going to force people into ad block.
It's true.
That's the thing. That's the whole reason the subscription thing is coming out, because of ad block. If ad block continues, because it blocks ad on every site, the internet is run off ads. We're going to have to start paying for every website. The internet's not going to be free anymore. I don't use ad block anymore.
It's gonna be
because
like a cable
That's good.
package or something.
Yeah,
You
you're
get
gonna- you're
YouTube
gonna-
and Netflix for $30.
you will have to pay for every site you go on to because they won't be able to keep their sites up.
No, it's true. But God, the internet looks so much better with AdBlock on, doesn't it?
I know. I use
it
it.
does.
I use it for pretty much just like porn sites. There's stuff where I'm gonna get shitty ads that are gonna give me viruses.
But to answer your question, Adam Clements, if you use, if for instance I had a monetized video, if I like became a partner, and you came on with ad block and you watched my video with ads, with ad block on, then you wouldn't count as a monetized view, so you wouldn't contribute to me getting like that quarter of a cent or something. Not even that, like tenth of a cent or something.
Yeah, if that.
At this point, it might be even like 1% of a cent or some bullshit like that. But yeah, if you turned off ad block, it would help. But it's like, I don't know, man.
No, it's if you really like the YouTuber, turn off ad block. That's, you know.
Or
If
if,
you
they
like
have,
the-
or if they have a tip
you
jar open, just throw like a couple bucks in their tip jar and keep ad block on. It's,
If you
Yes.
like the internet the way it is right now, turn off ad block.
I mean, that's a better thing to say. I'm just trying to meet people halfway.
I know,
Yeah,
but
no,
like
it's true.
it's
It's true.
true. You like we're gonna create a dystopia where we have to pay.
And dinosaurs are shooting lasers of internet at us. Oh, it'll be such a dystopia. I'm thinking of a dinotopia.
I think out of all of us, pretty much the whole group that we play around with, Cross is the only one who has monetized videos.
Yoshi
Makes
Yoshi
money
does.
off- Okay, Yoshi
But
and Cross like make money off their videos.
I think
I
Yoshi
think
makes like
Yoshi's-
2 cents a year.
Yoshi's been paid, I think, once. You have to get at least $50 to get paid for my network, and I
Yes.
think he's been monetized for like 2 years. So
See, that's another
Just to give
problem.
you-
Just
Yeah.
monetizing when you're a small channel, it's not gonna do
Well,
much
I
for
think
you.
I think he thought it was gonna help him grow, which I
Yeah,
think he is growing.
yeah, like, I don't know. My forum used to be pretty good, and you could collaborate with people, but they keep on changing the forum, and it's hard to collaborate with people. But I know he's met some people by joining the network, but you could do that without the network. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, he met all of us without the network.
Like at this
Yeah,
point,
but didn't he know someone first?
No, I think
thought
he
he,
just
like,
contacted
knew
Ken, right?
Yeah, he contacted me. I think he contacted Dagless first and then moved on to me or something, but I'm not sure. Yeah, with Yoshi monetizing his channel, I don't know if it was really worth it because he's just putting his viewers into a situation where they either ad block it or they watch the ads. And you might scare away a
then
bunch
he
of
gets
people that just don't want ads from your small channel, and your small channel needs people to watch it to grow bigger.
Well, have you ever like not watched a channel because it had an ad? Like that wouldn't even register to me.
Yeah. I would just skip it.
I use AdBlock for pretty much everything except when I watch a YouTuber that I enjoy and that I've watched before.
No.
Because I don't want to wait like 30 seconds for an ad and then get on like a shitty quality video or something with a mic
Yeah,
that is extremely low compared to the video.
Mm-hmm.
But if I
No,
like
it's
a
bad.
YouTuber, I turn off AdBlock and yeah.
It's bad. It's just I don't like what's happening with YouTube, but I don't know. A lot of people have been like a lot of the big YouTubers. A lot of them like years ago started like jumping to other sites and having other infrastructures because they saw it coming. They saw like the crazy crap that's going to happen coming. Like it's just not as viable as it seemed like before.
We're actually getting really close to the end of the podcast. We went on with that for a while. And Adam Clemens, don't feel too bad because honestly, out of all the videos that you watched of Cross's, you would have probably made him a single penny if you didn't have ad
true.
block.
1 penny. I hate pennies, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. If there were 25 more people like you, though, that would be a whole quarter.
That I can do something with. A gumball, maybe.
Maybe, if it doesn't get jammed in the machine.
And of course, I'm not getting the entire quarter. I mean, half of it's going to YouTube, and then a percentage of that half is going to my network, and then I get, the 10 cents and stuff.
That's true. So
So,
you're so screwed. It's all messed up. But Dagless,
I'm glad I have another job. Let's just
I got cancer. Oh no. Cube's dead.
What?
Sorry. Sorry about that. I just... okay. So, Dagless, what's going up on your channel? Or are you doing things on your channel right now?
I'm not really doing anything on my channel. You know, the Hearthstone tournament will probably be up on my channel. Whatever I stream, some more fucking, what is it called? Legend of Zelda Chaos Edition, and some other crap on DriveNotFound.
Okay. Phoenix, by the way, and for anybody wondering, the ads that play on this Twitch page, we don't get anything for that. It's literally just ads for Twitch.
Talk
Yeah,
about
unless
how
we were like really big, then we might get some money.
If we were partnered with Twitch, we would get some money from that, and we could just run ads whenever the hell we felt like it. But, yeah, it's just, we don't get anything for that. So feel free to use ad block on this Twitch page if you really want to. If you don't want to watch the
again,
ads.
I'm not making as much money as I did from YouTube, but I'm making it. It still helps. It's definitely a help. If I didn't have that, I'd be in a lot worse of a situation, financially. Even just a tiny bit, like it's still worth it.
But Cross, what's going up on your channel then?
So I just uploaded the last orange juice that I have. I don't know if I'm going to record any more of that. We'll see, but probably not for a while. But Don't Starve is going to replace my. I might. I'm still going to play it. It's just I don't know if I'm going to record it. Yeah. But the 2 episodes of Don't Starve are going to replace my random slot, followed by White Noise. So that'll be here in I guess 9 days. There'll be a White Noise video, and then Rebuild and Earthbound are going pretty well, except for the part where I lost a good hour of footage and a really important event happened, like storyline event happened, and I didn't realize until recently. So I'm still kind of bummed out about that. But,
did you get to the Mr. Saturns yet?
Yes. So now everyone gets to hear my amazing Mr. Saturn voice.
Oh, God. Now, Cross, you mentioned Don't Starve Together. How much did you cut out of that 4-way split? I'm curious.
Not as much as you'd think, actually.
So how long did it end up being?
I haven't edited all of it, but it was an hour and a half of footage. I'm probably going to cut it into 2 different episodes, and we still need to finish it, though, so...
Did you cut the 2-way split, like you and Relic and me and Buttkiss, into 2 parts?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was confused for. Because I thought you, like, put both of them as big blocks, and like an hour and a half Don't Starve 4-way split.
No. And I did tabulate the exact amount of time that.
Yeah, we don't have to go into that. Don't worry about that. And what's going
there's
on
very
my
interesting
channel?
results. So what's on your channel then?
On my channel, as everybody probably knows from my channel, more Payday 2. Surprise, surprise. It's going to be going up for a while. I think I'm on part like 35 now. So, and I'm on like Infamy 8,
by the
92.
time you get to 25, 100, you're going to have like 200 episodes.
Probably. I'm hoping for the like exponential growth of the XP gain or something like that. I'm banking on that actually doing the stuff. And other than Payday 2, I've decided to hold off on the KOTOR uploading because I wanted to get a backlog so I could upload it consistently. You know, like not in month like respites of not having KOTOR up. So I'm gonna try to get that going consistently for the people who want to go watch that, follow along with that. And then also Savage Lands with Dagless, that's going to be going up, as we talked about earlier in the podcast. And other than that, I'm not really sure. Don't Starve Together, yes, that is a thing. My point of view of me and Buttkiss playing on Don't Starve Together. You can see how everything goes there. And other than that, not much. Payday 2 is really just the biggest highlight of my channel. Dear Lord, I don't know why people watch that, but thank you. You guys there? Did you die?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, that is the end of the podcast. Do not forget that the DriveNotFound Hearthstone tournament is going to be pretty much right after this podcast. Well, we're going to try to set it up right after this podcast. It will probably be like a little bit after. So let me just link you guys to the DriveNotFound Twitch page, so you can check out the tournament there. We'll try to get it up as soon as possible. We might do some testing to try to get Cross and Dagless to stream. But it's going to be a tournament between myself, Dagless, Cross, and Private Butkus, hosted by Relicti, so that should be quite interesting. And the person who wins
he's
gets nothing. Yeah, he's just going to shoutcast.
The prize is bragging rights.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys there. If you get there and you're from the stream, meow in the chat, and we will meow back, or I don't know.
Say bark.
Anyway.
Say bark.
No.
Bark is the thing
no,
you should say.
do not say that.
Bark.
God
Bark.
damn it.
Or
Hashtag
stab.
meow.
You can also say stab, but don't say
Hashtag
meow.
Okay, well, thank you very much for watching the podcast, everybody. I appreciate you turning out, and it's awesome to interact with you guys. And thank you for joining me, Cross and Dagless. I had a fun time.
Yep.
This is a good podcast, even though I was really tired throughout the entire thing. But yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
See ya. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Swag.